Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Thank you, everyone. We'll start with a roll call.
Okay. Shell Anderson. Jay Arnold.
Here.
Todd Bayrether.
Here.
Justin Borgalt. Micah Chappelle. Tony Doan.
Here.
Damon Doyle.
Here.
Tom Handy.
Here.
Roger Haringa. Matthew Hepner. Craig Holt.
Here.
Ty Menser.
Here.
Ben O'Meara.
Here.
Oh. Pete Reiki.
Here.
Katie Sheehan. And so that's 9. And then our ex officios, Keith Gaynor. Lauren Lathrop.
Here.
John Levick. Alex Ramel. Linda Wilson. And our Assistant Attorney General, Derek Meyer-Bachdahl.
I'm here. Thank you. Excellent
And-
pronunciation.
Chell, I see Chell is here.
Okay. Shell Anderson.
Present. Sorry, I'm late.
Okay. Let me get back to my agenda. Sorry. Okay, we'll review and approve the agenda, the second item on our list.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Jay Arnold, a second from Shell Anderson. Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any against? Okay, motion carries. Very good. Okay, now we will be heading into executive session. The council will now meet in executive session to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency litigation to which the agency is or may be a party when public knowledge regarding the discussion is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the agency as allowed by RCW 4230-110, subsection 1I. The council will be in executive session until, how long do you think we need?
I think 15 minutes should do.
Okay. The council will be in executive session until, let's go to 11:20. The council is expected to take further action following the executive session.
So I see there is nobody in the big room that we reserved. And you need to, the same exercise, leave this session and then join the executive session. I'll open it in a minute.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Okay, I call the regular meeting back to order. And with that, that brings us to agenda item number 4. Derek Meyer-Bachdahl, if you can give a quick rundown, and then from there we can open it up for council discussion and action.
You bet, Tony. Thanks for that. Just for members of the public, the subject of the discussion that council had in executive session was a lawsuit that was filed against the State Building Code Council on September 11th of 2023 called Ray Shipman versus Washington State Building Code Council. The lawsuit is a public records lawsuit, and in it, Mr. Shipman is alleging that the SBCC failed to comply with terms of the Public Records Act in responding to a public records request that the plaintiff, Mr. Shipman, made. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has, but I would also request that the council consider appointing an individual or potentially a group of individuals to represent the council in connection with handling this lawsuit.
Okay, before we get started on opening it up for council action, I would just like to say that because of the nature of the lawsuit, I do think that it is best for staff to handle this with our AG's office.
Would that suggestion be made to all potential subsequent actions of this nature, or just for this one in particular?
My recommendation it would be for this one in particular. We would handle those on a case by case. Thank you, Tom. And as chair, I'm not making that motion. That's just my comments on it. Chell, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to appoint Stoyan as the point person for this particular lawsuit, Shipman versus SBCC.
I second the
motion.
Okay,
If I can jump in, I think we're going to need a little more clarity on what it means to be a point person. And so one thing that I think we hoping to get out of this is somebody with authority to make decisions on behalf of the council in connection with the lawsuit.
Thanks, Dirk. I was going to ask for clarification on that. Yeah, so that is my motion to appoint Stoyan to Dirk. What did you say?
I would say to represent the council and make litigation related decisions in connection with the shipment matter.
So the motion is to appoint Stoyan to represent the council and make litigation related decisions for the Shipman versus SBCC lawsuit.
do you accept that, Craig, as the second?
I do.
Okay. And with that, Chell, do you have any comments?
No, not really.
Okay. Craig? Okay, any other? Go ahead. Any other discussion from other council members? Senator Wilson, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would just like to, is this particular lawsuit going to be put on the website, the SBCC website, so that it is open to the public to know what this specifically is?
I'm not sure if we've ever done that. I don't know what we can put on the website. Dirk may recommend something. I'm not sure. Typically, we don't.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, obviously it's up to the council staff whether they want to do that. There are, to my knowledge, the council has not posted information with links to it regarding any of the lawsuits that we've been a part of in the last couple of years. And I don't, except for for some agencies which have really, really big cases with a lot of public attention regarding it. I don't think it's customary for agencies to do that, but that's not my call. Up to you.
Well, I don't know that it has to have links. I was just curious if it was going to be available so that the public would be aware of it.
To be honest, I wasn't planning to do that, but if the council members want me to do it, we can figure something out. We've never done it. Well, I've been here for 2.5 years, almost 3. Even though I'm just still the lawsuit guy, but nobody asked me for that, and I've never put in the website. So if you think it will be beneficial for anybody, we can figure out something.
Okay. Pete, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm happy having Stoyan handle this. I just question whether or not we need an actual SBCC member on to the same appointment to help him. Is there any legal requirement to have an actual member on whatever to help handle this legal matter?
That's a good question, Pete. I'm not aware of any specific legal requirement along those lines. There could be practical or prudential reasons why you would want a member of the council to assist the Stoyan, but that's your call.
Chell, go ahead.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have information overload, and I don't know that putting this on the website is going to help anybody make better decisions about the codes that we make and enforce in Washington.
Okay, any further council discussion? Okay, so the motion right now is to have Stoyan represent counsel in making litigation decisions regarding Shipman versus SBCC. With that, we'll do a roll call.
Justin raised his hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I miss someone?
Justin.
I'll be back.
Well, I see his hand up, but I don't.
He is in the attendees. I just gave him permission to talk.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to be made a panelist.
Sorry, Justin. My apologies. Did you have any
All
comments
good.
regarding the motion?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Stoyan. Okay, with that, we'll do a roll call.
Shell Anderson,
Yes.
Jay Arnold,
Yes.
Todd Bayreuther,
Aye.
Justin Borgalt,
Yes.
Micah Chappelle,
Yes.
Damon Doyle,
Aye.
Tom Handy,
Yes,
Roger Haringa, Matthew Hepner,
Yes.
Craig Holt,
Yes.
Ty Menser,
Aye.
Ben O'Meara,
Yes.
Pete Reiki,
Yes,
Katie Sheehan. So that's unanimous.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, if there's nothing else, that brings us, unless someone has another motion on the matter, then.
I just wanna say something. It's not directly related, but we have the council meeting on October 20th, and you see the big room we are always scheduling, and it's always empty. So if you can please let me know, like a few days before, a week before the meeting, if you're planning to attend in person. So this will give us some idea what kind of room, conference room we can schedule, we can reserve.
Is there a way for staff to collect that information? Because I am more than happy to attend in person if everybody else is, or if most other people are. But in the past, when we've tried to do this, almost nobody is going to attend in person. And I find that out towards the end. And then, I don't want to go if I'm going to be the only person in the room.
The biggest attendance, if I can say biggest, but was 2 council members.
that big room is in Olympia.
The room can fit more than 100 people, and because we reserve the big room, and our landlord is not happy with that.
I guess my question is, if staff could collect yes, no, or I will attend if other people do, that would be great, because we can't email each other and ask that question. And then,
Can I time out for a second here? Sorry,
Sure.
the special meeting was called for purposes of discussing the Shipman case. And I just want to be careful that we're not going too far afield and having discussions outside of the purpose of this.
Okay, sorry.
No, a little bit's okay. I just don't want to go too far afield.
I can
Well,
do that.
it's housekeeping.
Understood.
Okay. Sounds like staff will send an email out and we can figure that out. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
And with that, motion to adjourn. Thank you.
Tony.